Welcome to Fratton Park, Portsmouth, for the game everybody on the south coast has been waiting for. Pompey against Saints in the First Division. As you can see, it's another big crowd at Fratton Park, with both sets of supporters making the most of the unique atmosphere in this south coast derby. Well, it's the first time these two clubs have ever met in the First Division, and it's 11 years since they last met each other in the league. And the man who scored the winning goal on that last occasion is with me now, Mick Shannon. Mick, you, of course, have played for both these clubs. Would you fancy being out there this afternoon?
Oh, I think so. Tremendous atmosphere and a lot of excitement. I think that Portsmouth, I know the Portsmouth lads are looking forward to it, and I think it'll be a cracking game. They're sure to have a right crack at Southampton. And,
is there not a risk, though, in a local derby that they get so tense, the crowd is so tense, that the game itself suffers a little?
Well, sometimes I think if you know, the managers can make the game negative, but I can't see Bowley. I know Portsmouth want to win so bad. Unfortunately, Southampton haven't got Danny Wallace or Letizia. They're going to miss the pace of them. But Portsmouth have got Hilaire back, so we've got a bit of flair and a bit of skill. Should be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let me put you on the spot and ask you for a prediction.
Well, I thought Portsmouth played very well the other night, and I think they'll beat them. I think I can see Portsmouth scoring goals. And that's why I'm going to go for Portsmouth. 2-0. How's that? Positive.
Very positive. Thank you, Mickey. Let's now join our match commentator, Brian Moore.
Well, thanks, David. A historic footballing moment as Portsmouth and Southampton take the field together, their first ever meeting in the First Division. An act of friendship to be mixed with all the rivalry, and a gesture, really, to all the highly committed fans here today. Because it's a day when good behaviour is high on the list of priorities, not least off the field on these packed terraces. So it's a very special day for everybody, and for two players in particular. Ian Baird makes his first appearance for Portsmouth, signed from Leeds, but an added twist here, of course, he's a former Southampton player. Pompey hoping his goals will get them on a winning trail. And Derek Statham, a fine left-back, signed by Southampton for £100,000 in midweek from West Bromwich Albion. Saints building new defensive barriers following the departures of Peter Shilton and Mark Wright. Well, let's just take a check on the two teams. And Portsmouth manager Alan Ball, having suffered 2 defeats in their 2 opening games, can recall Vince Hilaire and Ian Baird after suspension, and it's looking a little more like their strongest side, though striker Paul Mariner continues as an emergency centre-back for Noel Blake, who seems likely to be out for some time after a knee operation. Southampton pleased with their victory at Norwich in midweek. Chris Nicholls' team already has got a more settled look, even though they are without injured Danny Wallace. Derek Statham at left-back. Kevin Moore, signed from Grimsby, started well as Mark Wright's replacement by scoring the winner at Norwich. And 20-year-old Tim Flowers can now expect a good running goal now that Peter Shilton has moved on to Derby County. 2 substitutes allowed for each side this season. On the Pompey bench, Kevin Dillon, who settled a pay dispute today and has now signed a 2-year contract, and Lee Sanford. On the Southampton bench, Steve Baker and Andy Cook. The referee today is Ray Lewis of Great Bookham in Surrey. And I must say, it's quite like old times at Fratton Park for a First Division game here. When you look at the crowd, it's shades of the days of Jimmy Dickinson and Jimmy Schooler, of Reg Fluin and Dougie Reid, and all those glorious players of those Pompey sides of the late 1940s. So Southampton in red shirts and black shorts attack the goal to our left. Get this South Coast derby underway. Portsmouth, of course, in their traditional blue with white shorts. Alan Ball saying, we've lost both our games, and yet I'm pleased with my side. I'm not in the least bit worried. And Chris Nicol, the Southampton manager, responding by saying, well, we've had 2 football tests so far against Manchester United and Norwich. Now it's a test of quite a different nature. And he's right. There's Graham Baker. It'll certainly be a test of nerve and of spirit, as well as skill. And a crunching challenge there straight away on the number 10 of Southampton, Gordon Hobson, which looked unpleasant and is clearly painful. And Ray Lewis, the referee, running straight to Paul Mariner. And Mariner is going to get a yellow card in the first minute of the game for the challenge on Gordon Hobson. It's a yellow card for Paul Mariner. Gordon Hobson okay. And a free kick, which Kevin Bond, the Southampton skipper, will take. There's Clark up well for it. Billy Gilbert getting it away for Portsmouth. Andy Townsend getting a corner out of the Portsmouth defence. Which Jimmy Case will take. Kevin Bond has gone in there, and it was from a corner that Southampton gained the winner at Norwich, scored by Kevin Moore. Case playing it in towards the near post. Andy Townsend crossing it in again, much deeper this time towards Colin Clark on the far side. Gets up well. Bond with a shot which charged away there by the Portsmouth defence. And a good interception there by Jerry Forrest. And now Kenny Swain for Portsmouth. Baird's first touch. In goes Mariner. Dinked forward again. Moore getting it away, but not very far. Fillery with the header. And that one by Quinn. Vincent with a touch there with Baird. Still with Hilaire. Now, what trouble can he cause this Southampton defence? Crossed in well there, and a shot by Baird. He was unmarked. And a moment that brings an inquest into that Southampton defence. Because Flowers was left very much exposed after some excellent work by Hilaire. And Hardiman's cross finds Baird. It's with Jimmy Case. And now Fillery might be able to take it up for Portsmouth. No, Forrest is there for Southampton. Hobson, he hasn't got a lot of support, but Clark is up. And Forrest, they're knocking it away for the corner. And Portsmouth continue to have these little aberrations in defence. As Paul Mariner was saying in the programme, that after the defeat at Oxford, they have to learn the lesson that you get punished for defensive mistakes in the First Division. Well, they certainly made them on that day. They made them against Chelsea in midweek, and it looks as though they're still carrying on making them today, and that could be disastrous. There's the corner, floated in towards Colin Clark. Graham Baker. Kevin Bond there with a header. Swain getting it away. Now Kennedy on the run for Portsmouth. Statham. Good ball there. And of all people, Kevin Bond, who'd gone up and stayed up. Hobson. Oh, the whistle had gone for a handball by Hardiman, right on the edge of the penalty area. Picture 2-4-5 in the Portsmouth wall, lined up by Alan Knight, the goalkeeper, and Townsend behind it, and just over. Free kick that. And, Townsend whipping this one with his left foot over the wall, but over the crossbar too. Goes Baird, wins it well, just that little flick on. Here he is again. Great for Hilaire. Interesting possibilities here. Gets it back then. Oh, and a fine piece of keeping by Flowers. A great shot by Mick Kennedy. Again, good work by Vince Hilaire, and that's where the possibilities for Portsmouth seem to be coming from. Beats one, beats two, just pokes it back there. A very good touch indeed, giving Portsmouth the corner. Their first of the game, short to Hilaire. Mick Kennedy again. Hilaire. Teasing cross and a deep one, and Baker content to put it behind for another corner. Coming up to the quarter of an hour mark. 0-0 the score, and Portsmouth for the first time in the game putting on a bit of sustained pressure. Well, it might come, and good shot as well, saved that time from Quinn. Hillary and Bond puts it away, so Portsmouth can keep this pressure on Southampton, this time with a throw from Hilaire. Kennedy got a good long throw, Kennedy, from a fairly low trajectory as well. He really does hurl in a good long one. There's another one. That's a good long throw. Can Quinn turn on it? No, he can't. Baker winkles it away for Southampton, and Clark now leads the charge for them. Some on this side, Swain covering him. And the goalkeeper. Hillary. That's a long, long ball, and it was as well for Southampton that was alive to it, because Quinn looked as though he might collect. Clark. Baker. And Gilbert back. So Billy Gilbert will be looking at his back passes very closely today. It was an atrocious one that let Chelsea in and Pat Nevin for an opening goal on Tuesday night. Here's Billy again. And again. Picking out Kenny Swain. Moore. Clark. Gilbert. To his former Crystal Palace teammate Vince Hilaire. Whitehead. Towards Baird on the far side, climbed beautifully. A great leap there by Ian Baird. Well, raised Portsmouth's hopes. Moment there, baffling Statham and the on-rushing goalkeeper, and finding the back of the net. Well, he's back from suspension, and he's given Portsmouth at last in their season back in the First Division something to cheer. An astonishing goal. Just for a moment it looked as though it was the most outrageous own goal. I thought Statham may have got a touch on it, but the slow motion replay clearly showed a great strike by Vince Hilaire. Here's Mariner. Touched by Townsend for Cockerill. Well, doesn't let him get within scoring range. Clark with a shot, and it's there. And Southampton are level. Again, the Portsmouth defence will ask questions, and Colin Clark gets on the score sheet to make it 1-1. Mariner in possession, and apparently nothing untoward likely to happen. And suddenly, Cockerill bursts through. He gets past Mariner, a nice little ball there that catches Gilbert out. ball agonisingly into the back of the net from Portsmouth's point of view, and Southampton are level. Now here's Hilaire. Stopped by Bond, but there was a foul on the Portsmouth number 11, a free kick. I get the feeling if Portsmouth play more and more to him, he will cause all sorts of problems, he and Baird, in that Southampton defence. Oh, Billy Gilbert. With the free kick played wide there towards Kenny Swain. Oh! And Southampton were in so much trouble there. And indeed, it took an interception from Colin Clark, the man who's just scored at the other end, to prevent them going from behind again. Good header in by Swain, and Clark getting the right touch at the other end. There's certainly no shortage of good action now in this derby game. Kennedy playing it in once more towards Baird, and it'll be a goal kick. Playing a long ball in there. Again, Baird's showing some good head work. Playing stoppage time at the end of the first half now. Gilbert, eye on the ball. Rampaging after him, but kept his cool well and found Paul Mariner. Hardiman. Baird. Play on, said the referee, and it's Hardiman leading the charge, but might have done rather better than that, particularly as Quinn had made a great break for him into the 6-yard area. Again, Mick Kennedy with the corner for Portsmouth. And again, Case gets it away. Hillary, Gilbert. And Colin Clark putting it high on the roof of the stands and into the crowd. Well, it might just be time for Portsmouth to hurl a long throw into that Southampton penalty area. It's played short to Hillary. Lifting it in now, though, and a very deep one towards Baird. He got up well, and Flowers down by the post. Another massive climb by this new Pompey striker, Ian Baird, from Hillary's cross, which, if anything, looked to be too heavy. Baird got up so well. Half-time whistle. A rumbustious, full-blooded derby game. Thoroughly enjoyed by everybody here at Fratton Park, I'm sure, with Derek Statham coming off now. He was beaten by Vince Hilaire's challenge that led to that extraordinary opening goal for Portsmouth, and within 5 minutes Southampton had drawn level with the goal by Colin Clark. So a half-time score then here at Fratton Park. It's Portsmouth get the second half underway, 1-1 the score. Paul Hardiman playing it forward for Baird, who had an impressive first half. In fact, has won a free kick. A little tangle there with Jimmy Case. Hillary curling it high. Flowers buffeted unfairly, surely there, yes, indeed, by Vince Hilaire. And a free kick to Southampton. 24 meetings, these two clubs in the league. Of course, this, as we've said before, is the first in the first division. Portsmouth have won 5, Southampton have won 12. And Vince Hilaire will be out to improve that record for Portsmouth this afternoon. Forrest. Philly was in quickly there. Just as quickly as Bond got in as well, and I think his thigh caught Quinn as he made that challenge. Clark up, good header there for Hobson. Hobson playing Clark in again. Oh, and a goal for Southampton. Expertly taken, and a simple move for the Saints this afternoon. Hobson and Clark. And Southampton go into a 2-1 lead. Clark a lovely leak. Now Hobson just plays a delicate little ball in there. Clark hits it first time. It goes beyond Knight. And Southampton go into the lead for the first time in the afternoon. Second minute of the second half. And Clark's second of the game. I told you that he got 10 goals in the first 10 games last season. He looks intent on equaling that this. And certainly it does throw extra pressure now on Portsmouth. As Townsend plays it forward again towards Clark. That time Hardiman got in the way, but look how quickly Southampton are following up with Cockerill. And now with Clark again, a man who's on a hat-trick. Goodness me, they very nearly fell again. And if it wasn't for the clearance of Kennedy, they would have done. Clark causing a lot of problems once more. So it's a corner for Southampton. Townsend with it. Very, very deep one towards Clark. Baker. Now Cockerill, driven by him. Some good keeping there by Knight. A powerful spell this for Southampton, with Portsmouth really back on their heels. And even the referee clapped that one. It's a fine piece of keeping, and Clark's up there again. But it's a goal kick. A real problem period this now for Portsmouth. Their inclination will be to chase the game now that they've gone behind. Remembering they've already lost 2 games in 2 so far this season. But it's so important that they do keep their discipline. After all, they were making chances in the first half. It's a real test of their character now. Gilbert. Swain. And Townsend. Clark. Finding Hobson. And the goal kick. See what was in his mind, and Portsmouth was certainly allowing him enough space to turn and try that little curler. And Portsmouth about to make a substitution. It looks as though they're going to take Mick Quinn off and bring Lee Sanford on. Doing it now, in fact. Quinn's coming off with a shake of the head. And Lee Sanford, a 19-year-old 6-footer. So off comes Quinn. And Sanford is on. What they've done is they put Sanford on as a central defender now and have pushed Paul Mariner up to a striking role. Hardiman. Baird. Mariner. First time we've seen him really in this attacking role. Kennedy. Although Mariner scored as a defender last Saturday at Oxford. Fillery. And that came off Bond for a Portsmouth corner. Portsmouth 9th to Southampton 6. And Southampton leading by 2 goals to 1, but it took an excellent piece of keeping there by Tim Flowers to keep out the header. I think that was from Ian Baird, although Sanford was right in there too. Great jump there, and a fine piece of keeping by young Tim Flowers. Good jump as well by Kevin Moore for Southampton. Mariner. Hardiman. A little cameo a moment ago with Flowers making a great save, and Saints fans will think, well, we've got somebody really to replace Peter Shilton, and then Kevin Moore with a good header. They're probably saying we've got somebody to replace Mark Wright as well. But Southampton facing more pressure now as Mike Fillery now tees up this corner for Portsmouth. And Cockerell gets it away. Gilbert. Forrest. Hilaire. Oh, lovely play by Hilaire, and he's still got it. Nope. The referee pulled him up and was given a free kick to Southampton. Coming up to 20 minutes of the second half. Baker playing it in for Hobson. Could be more problems here for Southampton, but it's just behind. Run again by Hobson. It's missing the mark by quite a few yards. Going to make another substitution. This time Fillery is brought off, just as he was the other night against Chelsea, and Kevin Dillon is on. Dillon, who after a long wage battle with Portsmouth has agreed terms and is due now to sign a 2-year contract. Well, I have plenty to talk about on the 20-mile journey home tonight. Hardiman now for Portsmouth. Clive Whitehead picking up Lee Sanford. That's a good shot! Pushed away well by Flowers. He's having a really fine game in that Southampton goal. And the youngster hit that well. Good piece of keeping. So it's Kevin Dillon with the corner. Too far for Baird, but Gilbert can dink it back again. Well, he should have been able to, but it's not really Gilbert's day. And Moore thought about the pass back, but Mariner was lurking. That was the more sensible thing to do. So Swain with Portsmouth's throw. Quite a good long one into the box there. Swain again. Oh, touched on nicely there for Dillon. And Kevin Moore getting it away again. Swain once more. Dillon once more. And Swain again. Good break there by the fullback. A real up and under here. Baird looking to get a touch to it. When it looked as though Southampton could take a good grip on this game, this long cross came in. Baird gets a good header in here, and it's Whitehead's stab shot that goes beyond Flowers into the corner, and we're at 2-2. Well, he scored last week at Oxford. And he's done it again here as Clive Whitehead. Now we're going to have quite a finish with a quarter of an hour left. Not that you know, but there must be a lot of relief there in Alan Ball at the moment. Southampton throw. Hobson. Oh! Keeper must have just got a touch to it. Beautifully struck there by Gordon Hobson. Yes, and just a fingertip save by Alan Knight. Townsend with the corner again for Southampton. They've now come battling back into this game, and it might go anywhere. Cockerill's shot charged away. Whitehead, and now Baird, and now Whitehead again for Portsmouth, and back come Portsmouth. Stopped by Case and by Bond. Whitehead gets it back again, stopped this time by Cockerill. 10 minutes of the game left. And Flowers surely not taking any chances, and as you can see, onto the roof of the stand.
Bobby, you're all right.
Baird. Kennedy. Hilaire onside. Oh, and his first touch betrayed him. When it looked suddenly he got in behind them and had just Flowers to beat. Suddenly Hilaire, and it just caught him on the right knee, in fact. Dillon playing it in towards Hilaire. Still with Hilaire, throwing himself at the ball almost, and then appealing to the referee and linesman for a handball against Southampton, but to no avail. But Portsmouth get a corner. Taken quickly, Hilaire. Kennedy. Hilaire. Can Portsmouth yet do it? Mariner was jumping for that one, but it didn't come to him. Baker with a chance to bring it away, but the ball played out into touch. We're playing time added on. Final whistle. And a handshake from the two managers. A good, fiercely played but sporting contest for all that. And as I say, they've waited a long time on the south coast for a meeting in the first division between Portsmouth and Southampton. And I dare say when men grow old, they'll say, yes, were you there when it happened? Because it was a great game that finished 2-2. For a long time it looked as though Southampton might take the initiative. Those 2 goals by Colin Clark. But after Portsmouth had made that amazing strike in the first half with Vince Hilaire, a truly wonderful goal, they came back brilliantly to snatch the point they deserved with the goal by Clive Whitehead. So Southampton start the season with 2 draws and a win, and Portsmouth at last get off the mark with a point. A splendid afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be at Fratton Park for it. And a final score, which is Portsmouth 2, Southampton 2.
So a really exciting and entertaining local derby that finished 2-2. Mick Channon, Alan Ball, just the sort of game that we all wanted.
Well, bags of goalmouth action, that's for sure. Excitement at both ends of the pitch. I thought Portsmouth had the edging chances, but a very interesting game. A lot of defensive mistakes, though.
Alan, from the manager's point of view, you must have suffered.
Well,
only for 90 minutes.
When I kept seeing us passing the ball to them, we had a spell. It was a crazy spell, and then when Knightsy threw the ball to the winger, I thought, what's going on here? But I saw them play Norwich the other night, and they never give Norwich a sniff for 90 minutes, and we created far more chances than Norwich did. That side of it, always pleases me when I see players creating things. I'm that type of person.
But that was your first point this season in Division 1. You're really finding out that life is pretty tough at the top, isn't it?
Well, we've got 1 point out of 9. I can assure you we've been full value for a lot more points than 1. But what the mistakes we've made, we've been punished with it, and we've got to learn, which we will.
Mick Shannon, looking from the Southampton point of view, a lot has been made, and indeed you've been very critical of Chris Nicol. Some of the signings that he's made, the way things have gone at the Dell, and yet we've lost Peter Shilton from there, we've lost Mark Wright. The two lads who've come in, Moore and Flowers, have done extremely well.
That's right. Flowers, the keeper, had a great game today, made some great saves. I mean, I wasn't critical of Flowers. I always thought he was a decent young keeper. But the only criticism I said, I thought he should have brought in some class players. They got a lot of money in and haven't spent anything. But having said that, they've had a very good start. Clarkie's started scoring goals again for him. All credit to him. I mean, and once they went 2-1 up today, I thought for a minute that they were going to take control of the game. But to be fair to Pompey, they kept sticking in there, and in the end, they ended up creating a lot more chances than what they did.
I think on chances, as Mick says, we had the edge on chances. If we'd have put them away, but when things aren't going your way, you don't seem to be able to knock them in, or you don't get a silly goal or a crazy goal for you, or a lucky goal. But we've got a point and we can build on that, and I'm pleased with the football we're playing and the chances we're creating, but I know that I've got some work to do with my back four.
Yes, your defence is going to give you a few problems, is it?
Yeah, well, it's nice that you know what you need strengthening and what you have to work on. It's when you don't know that you have to sweat when you scratch your head. But we've got things to work on. We're new lads in the first division. We'll be all right.
And as I said at the start, an entertaining game and really a pleasing one for everyone here at Fratton today.
Well, let's hope they get home safely and they can sit back tonight, have their pint and discuss things and say that was a great day out. That's what it's all about.
Alan, one thing I must tell you, just before the game started, we asked this chap here for a prediction, and he said
He
you'd
didn't get one right, did he?
No, he didn't. he said you'd win 2-0.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't.
You haven't seen our back four.
That's right. I thought Bawley was playing in the back four at one stage, you know. I would have settled for Bawley playing in the back four. But very great game, wasn't it? It was good for the fans. They've all gone home happy anyway.
Yeah, great stuff. Both of you, thanks very much indeed.
Pleasure, great.